we are on it.
Alright, Patty?
Yeah.
Alright, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the regular board meeting of Shields Township for July 2025. I'll call this meeting to order at 5:01. Madam Clerk, please take roll call.
Trustee Sorka? Trustee Traeger?
Here.
Supervisor Urso?
Here?
Trustee Sabella?
Okay, so,
Trustee Parnell is absent.
yes, so pursuant to the township policy, trustee Catherine Oliver Salvia has requested to attend this board meeting by other means, by participation of video. So that, a quorum of members of the township board is physically present at 906 Muir Avenue, Lake Bluff, which is the regular meeting location of the township board. The trustee, Oliver Salvia is prevented from physically attending because of personal illness or disability, and that trustee Oliver Salvia provided advance notice in accordance with the township policy. And I ask that the township clerk make note of this information in the official minutes of this meeting. Is there a motion to allow Oliver Salvia to attend this board meeting by video conference?
Traeger.
They're taking them.
Traeger and Trent.
What?
We second the motion to have,
Thank you.
First and second.
Yes. Got it. Okay, roll call. Trustee Sorka? Do we do a roll call?
Yeah, so just say aye.
Trustee
Aye.
Traeger? Alright, Supervisor Urso?
Aye.
And Trustee Sabella?
She can't vote.
She's
It's
like
about her.
2 seconds behind.
That's it, that's it.
All right, so I ask that you all rise to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
She's on.
Okay, the next item is public comment. This is the portion of the meeting where anyone in the audience who wishes to address the board may do so. We ask that you come forward, say your name, spelling of your last name for the record, and provide your address. We also ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes because state law limits the board to consideration of the matters listed on the published agenda. We ask that you speak, please do not take offense if we do not respond to matters you may raise in public comment. Okay, with that being said, I guess Deputy Rothing, do we have anyone?
Yeah, Michael Pierre.
Correct.
Pierre.
Yes.
Pierre what?
You have it, so.
Fantastic, I do, yes.
Okay. I live at 365 Ravine Park, Lake Forest in Shields Township. Been there for 40 years. The township attorney stated at the June meeting that Illinois townships spend around 6% of their funds on legal fees. I have submitted to the clerk a table showing legal spend data for 16 of the 17 townships in Lake County in fiscal year 2024. Shields is by far the highest at just under 10% of its extension going to legal costs. No other township spent more than 2%, and 14 spent less than 1%. Also last month, the board attorney pointed to FOIA requests as a driver of high legal spend. He then immediately undercut his argument by reporting that only $20,000 of the $145,000 in fees in 2024 were for FOIA requests. And one way to cut this amount further would be to stop the practice of referring every FOIA request to the attorney. I've talked to other townships and they do not do this. So what is left as a legal cost driver? Of course, the electoral hearing. We paid township attorneys $86,000 for this year's electoral hearings. In 2017, similar hearings held in Vernon Township cost less than $8,000. Why did our hearings cost so much? Their electoral board members should have been able to hear the attorney for each side and make a decision. The only contested objection concerned candidates' use of street address and zip code to record their address on the petition. In my view, the fact that this is the very address format requested by the Lake County website when one requests a sample ballot, combined with the fact that each town in Shields Township has only one zip code, and that the petitions substantially complied with the law, which is the actual legal standard in Illinois, made it obvious to me that the objection should be thrown out. The Shields Electoral Board ruled differently, which was their right. The bigger question is, why did it take 3 hearings and 10 hours of costly attorney time to litigate this one single point? Proceedings of the marathon session of the Electoral Board in late January, which I attended, could provide an answer. The complainant's attorney spent a long, inordinate amount of time on the issue of circulation of petitions. Why was this even allowed? It was not in the objection and was irrelevant to the actual objection about address format. In my opinion, here a helpful board attorney could have explained this and saved a great deal of expensive time. In short, during the protracted electoral board hearings, the township attorney provided poor guidance and, if anything, helped to drag out the process. I believe the 3 issues cited here certainly provide good reasons for the Shield Board to look elsewhere for legal representation. Thank you.
Okay, next I have Ms. Janice Snowberg.
My name is Jan Schnellberg, and I do not need to give an address. According to law, I live in Lake Bluff. Over the past 4 years, Shields Township has faced changes, resignations, missing records, and internal disputes. The 2022 to 2025 supervisor and attorney appointed did not report the missing records, citing high forensic costs. Lacking staff for road inspection, the supervisor declined a former commissioner's volunteer help and instead proposed hiring Dan Rogers, a former highway commissioner 2001 to 2005, with personal ties to Mr. Bursell as a part-time road representative. During his time as highway commissioner, Mr. Rogers' actions led to significant legal expenses for Shields Township taxpayers. After 4 years in office and 2 unsuccessful re-election campaigns, he remained engaged with the township matters by expressing his views at public meetings concerning the highway commission and other officials. Despite being aware of Mr. Rogers' prior legal involvement and following several months of discussion, including an extended executive session, the board approved Supervisor Jeff Bursell's proposal to appoint him to a 20-hour-per-week part-time position. After being hired part-time, Mr. Rogers used Shields Township credit card for a political donation, with uncertainty about other unauthorized charges. He became a full-time road representative in March 2025. On May 12, 2025, he attended a ballot recount session at Lake County offices with an attorney during work hours without taking official time off, participating in a political activity unrelated to his job. The why of Mr. Rogers' appointment to a part-time hourly worker position is questionable at best. Why of Mr. Rogers' appointment to a full-time road worker position bears scrutiny by the newly elected board. And the why of Mr. Rogers' May 12th activity at the Lake County offices should be immediately investigated and any illegal actions found reported to the authorities. It appears that Mr. Rogers has not been subject to oversight with respect to his employment at Shields Township, nor in accordance with the job description as established by township management.
Do I have anyone else that wants to do public comment?
All right, my name is Jeff Urso, live in Lake Bluff, former supervisor. I've watched the last couple board meetings. I'm a little taken back by Trustee Savilla's actions. Trustee Savilla originally ran on a slate with Kathy Blahanka, the former committee service chair, who was unanimously removed by the former board. Trustee Savilla, who is a compliance attorney, did not submit her economic interest form and was part of a slate, the electoral board, and later affirmed by a Lake County judge for omitting their complete addresses on petitions for the following reasons. It did not meet strict compliance, which is the law. It caused voter confusion when signing such forms, and it was done with intent. As a compliance attorney, I hope that Trustee Savilla knows the law. Trustee Savilla later went on to win by a 1-vote margin as a write-in. In the first meeting, Trustee Savilla delayed this township from having an attorney so she could look into other options, leaving the township exposed for a month without legal representation. The following meeting, she had not spoken to any other firms or gathered any information. She later voted no to the supervisor's appointment of Erdo Werewas. She also voted no to the supervisor's emergency powers to protect people in the unincorporated areas in case of a catastrophic event. It is clear that Trustee Savilla has alternate motives and an axe to grind. I am confident that all the other trustees have the integrity to do what's best for the township. I hope that Trustee Savilla votes with the purpose for her duties and does not let outside political influences decide her vote in the future. And a quick note on most of all of our past attorney fees, we've been over this in multiple meetings. I think that Mrs. Snowbrick and Mrs. Lahanta were either directly or indirectly, in my opinion, as a former supervisor, over 80% of those, whether it's a court case, lawyers, whatever. You guys have all the information, feel free to look through. It's an obsession with Dan Rogers that they have, and they will keep doing it for the next 4 years. So, thank you.
Do I have anyone else that wants to make a public comment? Okey-doke, back to you.
Alright, hearing seeing none, I will close this portion of the meeting. Okay, next on the agenda is reports. And we'll start with the supervisor's report. Okay, I have met with other supervisors in the area and will continuously do so every month to discuss new ideas to help benefit our residents. Our new truck is on the streets and looks great. I'm proud to report as we upgrade our fleet, we have provided a safe vehicle for our staff to travel in and will reduce maintenance costs and be more efficient. I continuously am taking more classes and training to make sure Shields Township doesn't miss any opportunities. I spoke with Drew Irvin with the Village of Lake Bluff and Jake Hahn with the District 65 to request a crossing guard at 176 near Target. I am committed to make sure our children and all residents have a safe way to cross, like a 4-lane highway coming to school this year. Shields will be working together with the village and the school district to ensure that this happens. Additionally, I request that the village install a no turn on red when pedestrians are present when exiting Target. Our roads committee had its first meeting, and I would like to thank Trustee Prager for attending. During the meeting, we discussed issues we plan on tackling in the coming months, including culverts, speed humps, paving, and ditches. I think Trustee Prager got some good insight on the speed hump issues, and thanks to our chair, Mike Dunn, we learned that the township could potentially save thousands by switching to a PVC version on the culvert. And I have directed our roads team to look into that. Our next meeting in August, we will discuss what specific roads should be identified for paving and speed humps. We have some technical difficulties with our iPad that evening, but Clerk Grum was present to take minutes, so I am confident that all the information from the initial meeting will be available to everyone. It was very informative, and I thank everyone that was able to attend. And then, any reports for trustees?
Come on, maybe I'd add on to that with the road commission.
Yeah,
You know,
of
that I
course.
think that, because it's so controversial, the speed humps and so forth, that we kind of came to the conclusion that maybe we will address the areas that we're thinking about doing that with a letter.
Yes.
And that, if nobody responds with that letter, it's considered a yes, because you're showing that you And that way, we no longer have the residents feel like they have no say into this, you know, and so.
We thought that was a good conclusion.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
it would be a good thing to just share with the public,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why I brought it up,
Yeah.
no other reason than to.
Yeah, and I would love to do that. We could all write a letter together or whatever, and I could drop it
No,
off.
I like the idea, and I think it's a great way for us to continue this process, and that way the community feels like they have some say so on
Okay.
our street. So thank you for letting me share that. I don't know if you were aware of that, so this is something that we ended up talking about in the road commission. We don't have any, money to pave any of the roads or whatever. I'll also like to make a public statement that, my road that I live on, Foster Avenue, to the east, is slated to be one of the roads, and I already told everybody on my street that if you voted for me, you don't get your road paved until I get off the board, so, because I don't wanna have anybody saying that suddenly I get out of the board and then our road gets paved, so.
Well, if your street falls apart, we're gonna have to.
Well, I'll do something, but I'd rather have it be another street or whatever, but I wanna say that public as well, just to be full transparency. But, I think we're also, if we made something else that I think we kind of talked about, was really looking at some of the paving that was done a few years ago, because we feel the base was questionable and starting to fall apart, and so we are looking into those things as well.
Yeah.
And so, I just feel again that that the public should know in Shields Township.
Trustee Prager, just to ease your mind there, this was discussed about finishing the part of Foster when we did Birch a year ago. It was just, and it was in the plans, but then we just said we didn't have enough money to do it. So that part of Foster had nothing to do, it was done before you were involved at all. So don't feel that we're doing it to accommodate you. It was in the plans, we just
I
didn't
didn't
have.
feel that
we-
at all.
Yeah.
Typical
We just
Illinois
didn't have the
fashion, I
funds
don't
to
want to
do it.
suddenly get it voted in on a coin flip and then my road got done.
Yeah, that's too much
doesn't
luck
look
at one
like
place.
It's optics, it's optics. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, I appreciate that.
No,
Hey, if I may, extend the conversation on this just a little bit further. Question, the crossing guard at Target, right? The roads are within our purview, but the school, like, there's a crossing guard at Green Bay, and the school provides that, correct? Or do we provide that? I'm a little.
the one actually on Green Bay is by the village.
Okay,
Like
which
by
would
the
be
village.
different than the one provided by us. Correct.
Yes, correct. So we're trying to figure that out right now because they're in the midst of like the school district and the village and stuff. So we're trying to see, cause it'd basically be for like an hour in the morning. So it could be like 7:15, no later than like 8:15. Same thing in the afternoon. And so, and of course, the village said they would provide us with everything, but we're just trying to figure out if there's a training, if I should have Rob train, or if they will provide someone, so we're like in the midst of that. I'm trying to have someone get back to me, and they were looking into one of their people at the village, to see, like, if you're taking a right onto Green Bay from Target, if, like, Target owns that, or if the village owns that, because they built all of that, for the no turn on red.
Right on 176?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think one of the things that could help this a lot is the no turn on red signs. Right now, there are no turn on red signs, but they're not placed well. So if you're coming off Shagbark and you're taking a right on 176, people don't oftentimes see that sign because it's not up with the lights, it's down,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
As they pull up. And I think the one, like you said, at Target is poorly placed too, if there is one, but I think there's another one that's also poorly placed.
Yeah, the one from, like, if you're on the lights, like coming off of 41, that's like clear over there, but like not from the other side. So it's just like a turn for the kids and stuff like that, that I want just to have a sign put up there.
Yeah, I don't think it's clear, if you're coming off of 41, I don't think it's clear, because people are constantly blowing that red light. And I've seen people crossing at that area, because it's right near, pretty close to the street I live on, but kids are sometimes crossing there, and people are not seeing that light and they go. So I'm wondering, is it possible to cause right now it's on, what, the property that's near the medical clinic, I think? And put,
I think it's like in the middle, so it's like technically, IDOT or whatever, but I could look into it.
And so, I can maybe perhaps be up there, some signage, even if it's our road, the township's roads, signage has to be approved by the county, which goes through IDOT for signs, so it would be the county superintendent who, there's a provision in the statute that allows the township to send a letter to the county superintendent, and they have to respond in like 30 days with an answer. So if you wanted to do that, you could do that. But all signage goes, so that it's uniform, right, goes through the county, and through IDOT, so.
Alright, sounds good.
Maybe we just do a no turn on red at all, because if you will, if you come off 41, going on the opposite side, right, there is no turn on red. So we would just.
That's a lot more complicated process. We've tried that in the past. The one with pedestrians present
Yeah,
is a much easier path. You have a no turn on red, that becomes a whole different issue, and it's a lot more complicated, because we've tried in the past. Yes.
okay, well, thank you.
It's a good suggestion, and that's what we thought. Let's just say don't turn at all.
Yeah.
It's their road, so.
isn't it already a no turn on red though? It's just the sign's not clear. It's not
Not the other
placed
way.
well, but I think it's already no turn on red.
I don't think so.
Only
And
one.
besides, whatever it is, it's all done through the state.
Well, so that's what we're looking into, to see if we could figure out who owns what road and get another no turn on red.
Ma'am,
So,
I did a study on this some years ago. Green Bay Road down to the corner of where it says Scranton and Rockland, they changed its names, is a county road. And everything west of that corner is a county road. Okay, and then when you get into when you get across that over the corner of Scranton and Rockland, okay, when you pass that corner, going down, that belongs to Lake Forest.
Let's keep in mind, this is not a town hall, we're not here to have discussion,
No.
okay? I just,
I
alright, let's
I
keep moving
asked-
on here,
I
okay?
asked to be recognized,
I'm
and
just,
I was.
I understand, but
so we'll look into that, and then, assessor's office, we don't have any.
We're still just waiting for our books to close, which should be hopefully in the next week or so, and then the assessments will go out sometime after that. So depending on when we actually close, they should be coming, we're guessing, around mid-August.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, the next one is approval of bills. The next, we have 3 sets of bills for the board's consideration. First, we have payroll and bills for the road district in the amount of $11,222.66. And then we have payroll and bills for general assistance that's coming next month because we just got billed for that. And then payroll and bills for the town fund in the amount of $85,211.16 with all that insurance and like the bills. Is there a motion to approve payment of payroll and bills for the road district general assistance and town fund as present?
Motion.
Motion. Okay. Motion is made by trustee Prager and trustee Swarthout. Okay, the motion carries. Or
that,
No.
roll call.
Roll call.
roll call.
No, discussion, roll call.
During discussion, trustees? Okay, then roll call.
Okay, trustee Swarta?
Aye.
Trustee Prager?
Aye.
Supervisor Urso?
Aye.
Trustee Salbella?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries, the payment of bills is approved as present. Okay, next item on the agenda is old business. Is there any old business that any members of this board wish to bring forward? Okay, hearing none, I will close this portion of the meeting. Okay, next item on the agenda is new business. The first item of new business is the regular meeting minutes of June 12th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as present? Is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion's carried by trustee Prager and trustee Swarthout. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Swarthout?
Aye.
Trustee Prager?
Aye.
Supervisor Urso?
Aye.
Trustee Sabella?
Right.
Okay, the motion carries and the regular meeting minutes of June 12, 2025 are approved as present. Okay, next item of new business is is to approve changing the pay day, designated for the elected officials for the first day of the month to the last day of the month. This change was recommended by the accountant. Mr. Administrator, do you have a report or anything?
Basically, the reason for doing this is in the last, group of employees, they left in midterm after they'd already been paid. So if they leave in any time in the month and they get paid the last day, we can prorate it back. But because they get paid the full amount on the first, we had to go and try to claw back from 2 employees who left their pay that they hadn't finished serving. And so this just makes good fiscal sense to not have to go chase people for money they didn't truly earn, and maybe get involved in legal issues there too. So we just are recommending switching their pay to the last day of the month, as opposed to the first day.
Thank you, Administrator. Is there a motion to approve the change in the pay date designated for elected officials as present?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Aye.
All right, motion made by trustee Prager and trustee Swarthout. And then, any, discussion? Okay, hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Swarthout?
Aye.
Trustee Prager?
Aye.
Supervisor Urso?
Aye.
Trustee Sabella? Trustee Sabella?
Yes, I said yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. I just wanna make sure I heard you.
Okay, the
Yeah.
motion carries.
It's a little hard of hearing, so.
Sorry.
Sorry, I'll be louder.
And I know you're like a few seconds behind.
Okay.
Okay, the motion carries and the designation for the payday of the elected officials is now moved from the first day of the month to the last day of the month. Is approved as presented, right? Okay, is there any reason to adjourn to executive session? No. Okay, hearing none, I will close this portion of the meeting. Okay, is there any other business that any member of the board wishes to bring forward? No. Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn? Okay, is there a second? Alright, motion is made by trustee Prager and trustee Swarthout. And,
You gotta get a roll call,
and,
Oh,
because there's a trustee participating remotely, everything's gotta be roll call.
oh, okay.
okay, trustee Swarthout?
Aye.
Trustee Prager?
Aye.
Supervisor Urso?
Aye.
Trustee Sabella?
Aye. Aye.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, and then, all in favor say aye, any opposed, any abstention?
We've already done.
Okay, the ayes have it, we have adjourned at, 5:29 PM.
That might be a record.
Yay! No, no.
Alright.
No.
Thank
No,
you,
you're,
guys.
We had a
like a
5-minute
4-minute
one.
one.
Because that lets you slow down to the
The 4-minute record.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Bye, trustee.
Wait,
Hello, Carl.
wait, how are you?
Good.